Hello, third grade. It's Mr. Renner again. And today, as you can see here, we're going to be reading a story called Home Sweet Mars. Open your source book to page 406 as we get started. And as you are looking for this page in the story, I want to tell you something. Home Sweet Mars. We read yesterday a story about Mars and how scientists are exploring it. And it said in the book that they were hoping that one day people might be able to go on Mars. Mars doesn't have very much air. So it would be really, really, really hard for people to live on Mars. Also, it said that food can't grow on Mars, so we wouldn't be able to survive there normally. And it's really, really, really cold and dark there. But there are some scientists and a lot of really inventive storytellers and artists and movie makers and game makers that are imagining and just thinking, what would it be like if we did actually get people to live on Mars? How would we be able to do it? Science fiction is the genre that we use when we are trying to imagine things that we might be able to do in the future. This is a really cool story about what it would be like to live on Mars, what would be cool about it, but what would be dangerous and hard about it. So we are on page 406, and read along with me as I read to you Home Sweet Mars by Alan Mark. John looked at his computer star map. It showed that Earth and its moon could be seen together in the sky that night. He didn't want to miss such an important event in astronomy. John stopped at the greenhouse door. Open, he commanded. The door slid up. John walked past the fruit trees and vegetable plants. The soil on Mars was filled with harmful chemicals, so John's family and the rest of the colonists grew plants in water melted from polar ice. That's clever. Dangerous gases filled the Mars's atmosphere, so the colonists mixed their own air to breathe indoors. They had built a huge space station where people worked, shopped, and played. So this is tells you right here a little bit about how they imagine we might be able to live on Mars. They stay inside, they make their own air, and they mix their own soil to get to be able to grow plants like this. Okay, John sat down near the end of the greenhouse. It was the best place to view the stars and planets. He could see Olympus Mons, the volcano. A storm was forming near it. The winds swirled red dust into the air. John disliked the storms. They sometimes lasted 2 months. John touched the computer screen. Hello, John, the computer said. What do you need? Hi, Altos, John responded. Turn on the telescope, then show Earth and its moon. While John waited, he began to feel cold air. Since the average temperature on Mars was negative 67 degrees, warm air was pumped nonstop through the station's vents. A chill spread through John's body. A small cloud of red dust was seeping inside the greenhouse. There was a leak in the gas dome. You could see up here, there's a leak in the glass dome. It said before how dangerous that was. There was poison in the air. That could be bad. Let's read on. Don't panic, John told himself. Altos, connect me with Mom. Send emergency code. Immediately, John's mother appeared on the screen. What's wrong, John? Captain Lee asked. Mom, there's a leak in the greenhouse, answered John. I'll call the health squad, Captain Lee answered calmly. Leave the greenhouse through the airlock. It will remove any dust from your clothes and keep dangerous gases out of the space station. John was worried as he entered the airlock. It was dangerous to leave the station, yet the dome needed to be repaired. There was no way to avoid an outside walk. Captain Lee was trained to work in the Martian environment, but the dust storm made the situation even worse. So he has to go outside, huh? John looked through the window and saw that the storm was getting closer. Then he noticed a person climbing the ladder to the roof. Inside the puffy white suit, he could see his mother taking slow breaths from her air tank. Her air supply would not last long. There she is, and she's going to be fixing that hole in the roof. John touched his computer. Altos, show the camera view on top of the greenhouse. Soon, John could see his mother standing on the glass dome. She took out some tools and began to work on the crack in a panel. The wind swirled dust and rocks. Captain Lee disappeared in a red cloud. Hurry up, Mom, John yelled to himself. The storm is almost here. John knew that once the storm started, his mom would be facing wind gusts of up to 375 miles an hour. That's crazy. That's like a hurricane or a tornado, more than that. John touched his screen. Alto, show the entrance view. When the picture appeared, it was incomplete. Dust was blocking outside cameras. John hoped his mother had gotten inside safely. Alto, show the airlock, John said. A picture of Captain Lee appeared on the screen. John could see his mom standing in the airlock. Oxygen rushed over her spacesuit to remove all the dust. John breathed a sigh of relief. Oh, she was safe. The crack was repaired. John looked out the window again. The dust was too thick to see anything. He knew that it would also block the view of Earth. Disappointed, John wondered if colonists would ever be able to live outside the space station. He hoped so, even if it took 1,000 years. Wasn't that a good story? I really like the idea that they are living on the planet and growing their own food and making their own air, and they have all the tools to keep themselves safe. And I really like the idea that they think it's cool to look up into the sky and see the planet Earth. And just like we sometimes look up, sometimes you could see Mars and it's just a tiny little dot like a star. Okay. Well, your activity for today is just going to be a little sheet. Oh, excuse me. There it is. The words here are camera, computer, dust storm, dome, and Mars. Home Sweet Mars is mostly about what? And what did each of these pictures show? And I bet a lot of these you can actually figure out yourself, okay? But if not, we can help you. All right, until then, you guys have a wonderful day, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.